think of you and the first time we met. And I heard the sound of your sweet, gentle voice. My heart took me over and gave me no choice. And right then I knew, makes me want more of you. Again and again, I fall more in love with you than I've ever been. From the moment you wake me up till you kiss me goodnight, everything that you do makes me want more of you. When I look at you now, the years have gone by. I think of the memories that time can erase, and all of the smiles that you brought to my...
I love you. 3 simple words, yet arguably the most powerful 3 words in the world. And yet I've never been more confident in saying these 3 words than I have to you. God has blessed me with a partner that I never imagined I would ever be with. You have shown me what true love is through your love of God first and others second. Your love of family pours out of you each and every day. You have the biggest heart I have ever seen. The fact that I get to love you forever and reciprocate the love you give everyone else is an honor and a privilege that I get for the rest of my life. To love you is the greatest job I'll ever have in life, and I promise to love you to the best of my abilities, forever and always, no matter the cost. I can't wait to see the wife you became, the mother you are, and to continue seeing the beautiful woman of God that you have been. I promise to put God first, love you always, and lead our family forever. I love you.
Jenna, please share your promises now with Wacey.
I thought long and hard about the vows I wanted to make today and last year. I read all the blogs and I searched through all the templates, and after careful consideration, I start with my unvows. I unvow to marry you in a fancy ceremony, except this year, because COVID. I unvow to always have a hot meal ready for you when you get home, because sometimes it's just not going to happen, and pizza tastes better than a pot roast during a football game anyway. And I definitely unvow to kill my own spiders and eat only my own french fries, because today is not a day to go totally crazy. But there are vows that I can make, and there are promises I will keep. I promise to trust you, even when we deviate from our grocery list, our GPS directions, and our big life plans. I promise to love and honor your parents as my own. I promise to value the time that we have them together, and to respect their opinions and their advice. I vow to remind you of your own worth, and to gently redirect your focus onto the things that you can control. I promise to pray with you, to pray for you, and to raise up a family that understands the necessary presence of God in our home. I will be your shoulder to cry on, your listening ears, and your hand to hold whenever life is sad, scary, or uncertain. I vow to submit myself to your leadership, to be your biggest supporter, to humbly accept your faults, and to hold against you no decision made with good intentions. And lastly, I promise you this, to always keep my eyes trained ahead, to grow and expand these vows as life comes at us. I promise to faithfully steward your heart, and to love you as best as I am able all the days of my life.
Repeat after me, Wacey. Wear this ring as a symbol of my vow.
Wear this ring as a symbol of my vow.
Of my eternal love.
Of my eternal love.
Everlasting friendship.
Everlasting friendship.
The promise of all my tomorrows.
The promise of all my tomorrows.
With all that I am.
With all that I am.
And all that I have.
And all that I have.
I honor you.
I honor you.
In the name of the Father.
In the name of the Father.
And of the Son.
And of the Son.
And of the Holy Spirit.
And of the Holy Spirit.
Now, Jenna, take your ring and give it to Wacey and repeat after me. Wear this ring
wear this ring
as a symbol of my vow,
as a symbol of my vow,
of my eternal love,
of my eternal love,
everlasting friendship,
everlasting friendship,
and the promise of all my tomorrows.
and the promise of all my tomorrows.
With all that I am,
With all that I am,
and all that I have,
and all that I have,
I honor you.
I honor you.
In the name of the Father,
In the name of the Father,
and of the Son,
and of the Son,
and of the Holy Spirit.
and of the Holy Spirit.
Jenna and Wacey, as your family and friends, we've gathered together this afternoon and we've witnessed something wonderful. You've both expressed your intention to not live life on your own, but together in marriage and friendship. You've joined your hands together, symbolic of the joining of your hearts. You've reaffirmed the promises you made to one another and expressed your willingness to share life and faithfulness to one another, no matter what life throws at you. You wear rings to seal those promises. We've shared communion together as a symbol of the presence of the Lord here today and always. It is a special joy and privilege that I have as a minister of the gospel of Jesus, in accordance with the laws of the state of Ohio, that I declare that you are still husband and wife. What God has joined, let no one separate. May God bless you and keep you and give you his peace. Wacey, you may kiss your bride. Friends, it's now my privilege to introduce you again to Mr. and Mrs. Wacey.
How sweet it is to be loved by you. I needed the shelter of someone's arms. There you were. I needed someone to understand my ups and downs. There you were, with sweet love and devotion, deeply touching my emotion. I want to stop and thank you, baby. I want to stop and thank you, baby. Yes, I do. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Feels so fine. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I close my eyes at night, wondering where would I be without you in my life. Everything I did was just a bore. Everywhere I went, it seems I'd been there before. But you bright enough for me all of my days. With a love so sweet in so many ways. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. I just wanna stop and thank you, baby. Oh, yes. How sweet it is to be loved by you. It's just like sugar sometimes.
I wanted to welcome all of you here to the wedding of Wacey and Jenna. And my name's Steven. I've known Wacey for, well, since 2010, but it feels like for a lifetime. And before I get started, I wanted to thank the Beaven family and the Mooney family. Thank you guys. This was a wonderful ceremony, very beautiful. And how great does Jenna look, first of all? Can you give her a hand? Does she not look great? All right, so like I said, I met Wacey at NSU in 2010, and we just had an instant connection. We were in the same program, so we had all the same classes, but we formed a friendship pretty early on. We found a connection with our love of basketball, our love of music, our love of God, and also our love of watching Maury Povich at lunch at NSU. We never missed a good, episode of Maury drama, so you guys know what that is. We've been through a lot, lots of highs and lows, pretty much everything you can think of. What I've always enjoyed is our conversations of looking ahead and discussing what's to come in life. Talking over our life goals, over our gaming headsets, even though he's more than a few states away from the great state of Florida. We always find a way to discuss the important things, like fantasy football, the best beard styles, or even who would win in a fight between a bear or a gorilla? So you know those types of things. But my favorite thing to discuss would have to be our hopes and dreams, about what we really want from this life and the direction we'd like it to go, about our ideal career, house, and even the type of cars we'd like to drive. One day we discussed the ideal wife, and I'm proud to say that, Wacey, you found exactly that in Jenna and more. When Jenna entered the picture, everything changed about those important conversations we used to have. It went from things we'd like to have to things we now have. And I think that's really cool. So thank you, Jenna, for making my buddy so happy and for making him a father. You got a really hardworking guy, and he'll always keep family first. For those of you that have met Eleanor, I think she looks just like Wacey, in my opinion. So in the words of Maury, Wacey, you are the father.
Given the fact that tomorrow is May 3rd, I'd like to be the first to say happy first wedding anniversary, Jenna and Wacey. This is probably the most expensive wedding anniversary you're going to have. Lower hopes for next year. Of all the people you know who thought Jenna to be the person to have 2 weddings in 1 year to the same man, and that she had a baby to bring to her second wedding, I think that Miss Eleanor Violet over here is proof that Jenna and Wacey are doing just fine after their first year of marriage. I'm Amy. I met Jenna in college at NSU because I had a car and she needed a ride to church. That relationship sprung to being the president of the Christian organization on campus, to roommates, and to each other's counselors. Jenna, as you all know, is the logical one. Everyone knows her as logical. She is extremely wise, straightforward, allergic to drama, and not exactly a bubbly romantic. Now insert Wacey. Myself and the ladies here today had the immense pleasure to watch Jenna transform from her logical self into a puddle of romance, and it was hilarious. Wacey started off as Jenna's athletic trainer in college, and that relationship was solely surrounding the fact that Jenna was injured all the time. Now, around the time Wacey was finishing up and graduating Nova, Jenna hit him with my car. That fender bender, they were all fine, 10 miles an hour. Everyone was fine, but that interaction actually kick-started their relationship. And very quickly, anyone who knew them saw their relationship go from friends and effortlessly transition to commitment. Frankly, a love story that you could find in a movie. Cliffhangers and everything. Jenna, my sweet friend, my rock, it has truly been an honor to be a part of your life, to cry with you, to pray with you, and to angrily throw pillows when it was necessary. I love you more than I can say in this speech. Wacey, I have watched you go through impossible times, and you've exemplified integrity and intentionality. You always did the right thing, even when it was hard. It just shows what kind of man you are. All these things are the things that Jenna values. I know because she told me about them before she even met you. You proved all those things that she wants in a relationship. Most recently, selflessly caring for your wife as she brought your daughter into the world. So if you guys could raise your glass, here's to the Moonies. May every anniversary be as full of love and joy as this one.
Hello, my name is Jacob Bevan. I am Jenna's brother, and I just heard at least 3 people say "uh-oh" when they picked tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and prove them right by trying my toast tonight by saying you can't always get what you want. 10 years ago, I saw a segment of a comedian named Tim Hawkins, and he talked about a time where he was asked to sing at a wedding, and the bridegroom gave him control of the song list. And he jokes in that video that he could have made that wedding one no one would ever forget. And he goes on to name several inappropriate wedding songs, the best of which is You Can't Always Get What You Want by the Rolling Stones. When I saw that video, I knew I had to play at Jenna's wedding. I didn't know when, I didn't know how, but I knew I was going to have to play it because that was simply too good of a prank to not indulge in. It was going to be a once-in-a-lifetime chance to annoy her in the best way possible. However, as last year's wedding approached, disaster set in. As the venue changed from a park to a picnic shelter, the food went from a catered buffet to takeout boxes, and the guest list went from 200 to 10. It seems like You Can't Always Get What You Want went from being a potentially great prank to an unfortunate theme of the wedding. It was enough to make me even reconsider playing the song, because I thought it may just be too cruel. However, then something equally as astounding happened, and that is that last year's wedding came together. It wasn't the way it was originally planned, and it took a lot of hard for everyone involved, but we were able to pull it off. This would have been impossible, though, without Jenna and Wacey. They were determined to make the best out of the situation. A lot of people, most people even, would have given up, except the original plans had been ruined and been miserable. Luckily, Jenna and Wacey are not everyday people. They took all the changes in stride, even laughing and simply stepping under the shelter when it started raining during their vows. They took a situation that neither of them could control, and that certainly neither of them wanted, and ended up being able to make a beautiful day out of it. So beautiful, in fact, that I decided to play the song anyway. So as they were taking their wedding photos, I went ahead and put it on the speaker, and as I pointed out to them, they both started laughing. And it's just one more thing for them to take in stride with the rest of everything else that had happened. As I look back on that this year, I realized that Jenna and Wacey demonstrated everything they needed to make their marriage last in those few weeks leading up to their wedding. Both were determined to make things work as much for the other one as for themselves. Both leaned on one another when the reality of the situation got a little too real. Both approached the situation with an open mind, realizing that the little bit of control they had left was still enough to pull something special together. And both of them were willing to laugh at the ridiculousness of the situation. For those reasons, and many, many more, I know that Jenna and Wacey are truly meant for one another, and that they will be able to tackle anything and everything life throws their way. But with enough of laugh talk of last year, and the struggles that were, and those that may be in the future, tonight we are doing what is long overdue, celebrating two people who love each other, two people who have already shown that the relationship will last, two people who are among the smartest, kindest, most genuine people the world has to offer. I can think of no two people more deserving of celebrating their wedding twice than Jenna and Wacey. I love you both, and I know that I speak for everyone here when I say that we can't wait to see what life throws at you next. So, that being said, let's raise a glass, and to Jenna and Wacey.
It's just like sugar sometimes. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Whoa, yeah. You were better to me than I was to myself. For me, there's you, and there ain't nobody else. I wanna stop and thank you, baby. I just wanna stop and thank you, baby. Oh, yes. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Oh, now, how sweet it is to be loved by you. It's like jelly